What's up? Hello. Here we are. Filming brushes for you guys. Finally. I know. I remember asking you, I think before Christmas, if you guys wanted to see a favorites video and a brushes video on my Instagram story. And a lot of you wanted the favorites first, but I did have so many of you want the brushes, and brushes are like children to me, so I definitely was happy to oblige because I think that it just makes a huge difference in your life. The brushes you use when you're doing makeup, you can take a drugstore makeup product and make it look like it is YSL with your brushes, which I love. You know, I think that it's really good to just have a wide selection of your brushes and kind of be able to use them differently. I have a lot of brushes, like an insane amount, so you definitely don't need as much as me. I like to buy duplicates of brushes because I never let a dirty brush touch my skin. Like if it's a like when I apply my primer or anything like that, it's never going to be a dirty brush, so I have a lot of brushes to apply that with, and I try just to use this like my brushes as few times on my face as possible, just because I'm a neat freak when it comes to my skin. I just feel like it makes a huge difference when I see my skin after using dirty brushes over time. So if you struggle with like you know, frequent breakouts and you are a person who never freaking cleans their brushes, like I promise you, switch to just having a clean brush every time you do your makeup. You'll see a huge difference in your skin. I promise. Okay? There's a kitten behind me. Look at this little face. She's like, fuck off. Okay, now that we get to see Kitten Bay, let's jump into the video. So the first brush I want to talk about is and I apologize, a lot of these names are worn off, but I will list them here or over here for each brush. This is one of my favorites. This is a Sigma E40. Looks like this. I love this brush for just going over my blending and making sure that everything is super blended out, no harsh edges, no harsh concentration of product. I think that this brush does a great job of it. It's a little too large for my eye to create like a transition color. It's gonna blend it up way too high into my brow, but that's why I like this for blending through what I already have going on, because I feel like it really just can fit in there. It has a really like nice, like, you know, it really spreads out like that. I mean, obviously that's like hard pressure, but with soft pressure it just does it so nicely. I've had this brush for a really long time and I recently keep switching back to it, and I know why, because it really just does all the work for me. It's really good. Okay, the next brush is actually two, but they're the same. So these are my Sigma E25s. Another Sigma brush. This one is brand new. It is super flat and like very not fluffy at all. Like it's very stiff, which I like it for. But this one I've had literally, guys, since I started doing makeup. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's so thin and it is so worn away, like in comparison to the two. It's crazy. Like, oh my god. But you know what? I just love this one because it's so tiny and so skinny. I can really concentrate product deep into my crease with it, and it's still fluffy enough and soft enough that it'll blend it out and not be too heavy of concentration. This one, it's harder. It truly is. It's harder to really like dig into the eye and like be able to do that, but I'm using this a lot so I can get it to look a little bit like this, but I wanted to get a replacement for my old E25 because oof, it's on its last leg. I feel it. So I really need to start breaking this one in, and I still think this is a great brush for beginners. I really do. This was like my first real brush into getting into like being able to do really nice makeup without having to use tape on my eyes. It does the blending for you. You can put it like straight into your eye and then flip it and then blend it out, and I think it just makes a world of difference. So E25 by Sigma. This is another blending brush. It's not all about blending brushes, but this is a Morphe M433. I think you guys can see that one. Looks like this. It's another fluffy dummy, but this is what I love to put my transitions in with because it's actually perfect size for my eyelid into my crease. It doesn't go too high up into my brow bone, blends it out really nicely. It is a little bit, it's a little bit dense, so it picks up product really well, but it's those natural hair bristles, which I don't actually think these are really natural. I think they are fake synthetic natural, but they just really go in there and just blend it out beautifully. Like 9 times out of 10 I'm reaching for this, and I didn't use it to do my makeup today, and I was wishing the entire time I did because this is my baby. This is my boo. The M433, the Morphe. So this is a face brush. This is the, ooh, this is completely worn away. This is a Real Techniques brush. You guys have seen this brush, I'm sure. This is a pretty popular brush in the makeup community. It's one of those ones you can get from the drugstore really nicely. I love this to set my face with powder. Seriously. Loose powder, pressed powder, anything. This is so soft. It's like a kitten paw. Seriously. I love this one for that because especially if you're dealing with a breakout and you have concealer like carefully placed over something, you need something very like light and fluffy to just like slightly tap it so that way you're not moving it around and you have to go back and it just looks muddy and crazy. So this really does a lot of work for you. It's also great to like cut out the cheekbones after you've applied bronzer or anything, just to kind of clean up. I think this is also would also be a really good bronzer brush, but I have tons of those, so this is my favorite powder brush for sure. So my favorite one for contour and bronzing is lately the Kat Von D's Shade and Light Duo Contour Brush. You can see it. And it has shade and light on the back of it. I recently picked this up at Marshall's. Okay, that's crazy to me that I could find that Kat Von D stuff there, but this is LA, so yes! I love this. I don't use this one as much. I mean, I could apply my primer or my cream blush with it, but it's not really good for highlighting, so I don't use it, but I love this. It is super soft. It really concentrates the product when I'm trying to use cream bronzer, and it blends it out super nice, you know? It really, I can really concentrate it on the cheek and then just flip it and then blend it, and it does an amazing job. And I swear to God, if I didn't even find this at Marshall's, I'd probably purchase it after knowing how good it is. And it comes in a cute little case, look. I kind of bought it for the case. But then realized how good of a brush it is. So it's a win-win in my bank, in my head. I don't know the saying. Another Real Techniques brush I love is the setting brush from Real Techniques. This one I do love. I mean, I think that you could really, it actually would be a really good under eye setting brush, but for me this is a great highlight brush, especially since I've switched to mainly like cream and liquid highlights. This blends this out so nicely, doesn't pick up on too much of the product, and really just can evenly distribute it onto the skin. And I just love it. It's just so good. And you need like a good duo fiber brush for that kind of like liquid cream work. And this one just does a phenomenal job of it. Even good with powders. I used to use this with powders all the time. I have several other powder highlighting brushes I like more, but this for creams, it's a good one. It's a good one. Next up is from a set. I'm sorry, I don't know the name of the set, but I'll put it in here. This is a Juvia's Place brush, and I really like this one for applying my primer. It's super soft. It has these really nice soft synthetic bristles. Just really love Juvia's Place brushes. I have, like I said, a set of them. But out of all of them, I do think I like this one the best. I can really like get up into my forehead, down my neck with this. And I always like to carve out my cream bronzer with this, with my primer brush. And I just feel like, especially since I stopped wearing foundation, this is good. But I think I would apply a nice liquid foundation really well. So I would definitely look out for their brush sets. They're so reasonably priced. So reasonable. I think I found it on Haute Look, which was even cheaper. So this is a flat shader brush. This is the MAC 242. I've had this for a while. I love this one. I've had this since I worked. I love this for putting lid shades on the eye. I think it just does a phenomenal job of that because it's very flat. Like, you guys can see how flat that is. That's what you want because you want it to be a little flexible, but you also want it to be super flat to the eye so that it can really press and pack pigment on. And if you're ever working with like a shimmer that you're wetting, or even just like anything, like even a matte shade, I think this just does a phenomenal job of just doing anything on the lid. I've never seen any brush that I have at least do anything better than this one can, so I'm definitely obsessed. Okay, the next is from another set, and I'm sorry, I will put what brush set it's from. This is another Morphe brush. And I really like this one for cream blush because it's so dense. I used to use another brush for that, but I freaking love that this one, you literally can just go boop, 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 boop. Done. So nice. I'm not going to harp on this one because it's kind of basic for a brush as far as it goes, but I do really like it, and I love the set in general. It was a really good set. I think it was 59 something. So you got like freaking like 15 brushes in that set. So I like most of them, but this one I feel like is just such a winner for cream blush. I would keep an eye out, especially for ColourPop blushes too. So this is one that doesn't have a name. It's super rubbed off, but it's by a brand called Style Master. I think you can get it on Amazon. They were dirt cheap. I think I got 5 of them. I think my mom gave them to me, but I time and time again go back to this brush. The ferrule has come off. These are shit brushes, guys. I'm not telling you this is a good brush, but I love it for blending out my under eye concealer. Even if I use a sponge, even if I use a bigger brush, I just always go back to this because it has this really nice fluffy slant that makes it really easy to get in the inner corner and just kind of like blend out. And if I like get too much shadow like close to my nose, I can clean it up really well with this. So overall, I do love this. If you can find them, it's by Style Masters. It's a little fluffy, domey thing. But any kind of brush like this for concealer and under eye concealer, I just prefer over all other kind of ways to blend out stuff because you can really concentrate the intensity of the product really well and still blend it out softly. So next is a brush I really like. This is by Frankie Rose Cosmetics. This is their number 202 brush. Looks like this. It's a little flat. It's a little tiny domey brush. And I love this because it's super soft and bendy. It is perfect for smoking at the lower lash line. Usually I'll use my transition brush to really bring my shadow down low. But then I'll go in with this like I did today with this like deeper berry tone and really smoke it out with this brush because it'll just really fade into the colors nicely, not be too harsh on the under eye because I really don't like stiff brushes on my under eye. It just like freaks me out and makes me feel like it's just ripping at my eye skin. So I love this, and it's really good for inner corner work too. If you have stuff that you like for your under eye, I would still use this for inner corner or outer corner work because of how soft it is. And it's just a really nice density. It'll pack color on really well. Boop. Okay, next up is another 2 brushes from Sigma, just like I was talking about the E25. So this is the E45. Recently repurchased it again because this is the old one and then this is the new one. But like I said with the E25, this one is so stiff. This one is so flexible. I like to do this I love this for outer corner work, under the lash line again. This is just one of those brushes that I will constantly get a lot of use out of. And I just think that it's something that as it gets older gets better. This one is hard. It's hard to maneuver when it's new, but if you break this in, it's going to be your best friend, seriously. So, you know, when it's new like this, I would really just use it for lower lash line work. and probably not use it in the outer V. It just won't bend very well, but they're nice. They're very nice. Okay, last up, wow, short video I guess, is the Cozzette S185. Looks like this. I got this at IMATS last year, and I am obsessed with these Cozzette brushes. I wish I went this year so I could get more. I love this. I think I saw Nikki Tutorials use this when she was blending out a cut crease, and that's why I bought it initially, but I really don't do a lot of cut creases, so I love this for shading on the outer corner and then bringing color into the crease. It's really good at keeping your depth really precise, because sometimes when we're doing a really hardcore smoky eye, sometimes the dark colors will travel and take over the nice light colors we put in the crease before. So I really love this for just being able to control my blending, control the pigment that I want on my eye. It's good. And it's purple. All their brushes are purple. So I definitely recommend Cozzette brushes. If you are new to the brush game, I would definitely check out their range. I wish I had more of them to show you guys, but I really think that they make good quality stuff, and I will get more. I have two. This is my other one. It's the S165, and it's a huge highlighting brush, so for powder highlight, I love this. Okay, my loves, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you, of course. Please subscribe before you leave and like this video. Okay. And tell me what you want to see next in the comments below. I will list all the brushes that I use down below, and of course they will be on the screen for you to see throughout the video. Yeah. And my shirt says, "You're tearing me apart, Lisa. You're tearing me apart, Lisa." If you haven't watched The Room or The Disaster Artist, run to the theater. Now. Do it. Do it. Thank you guys. Talk to you later.